dropped out of the network at 3:17 a.m. One minute he was inside a classified server. The next, nothing. No exit logs, no trace. Just a single line of corrupted code, like someone erasing their own shadow. And for months, investigators asked the same question. How do you chase someone who doesn't exist? His handle appeared only once. Vesper. A quiet intruder inside a government network, not the type who defaces pages or leaves slogans. He moved with precision, copying nothing, altering nothing, touching only a single encrypted directory. To track him, investigators would follow fragments of packets across continents, through private tunnels and abandoned servers. They'd discover a method no one had seen before, something that challenged the basic idea of what a digital footprint is. This is the story of the search for the vanishing hacker. The breach began in a small regional office, one rarely targeted, rarely monitored. At 3:14 a.m., an automated alert flagged an anomalous handshake. Most systems would ignore it, but this network didn't. It wasn't a login attempt. It was a probe, a soft knock that shouldn't have meant anything. But 3 minutes later, the system detected something impossible. A user session initiating from an internal IP that didn't exist. Vesper had found a way inside without crossing the perimeter. No brute force, no phishing, no known exploit, just appearing. For days, analysts combed through logs trying to understand how he moved. Finally, they found the anomaly, a packet sequence that shouldn't have been possible. A handshake embedded inside another handshake, like a message woven between the threads of standard traffic. This wasn't malware. It was more like camouflage, the kind used by intelligence agencies or people who want to look like them. From the first anomaly, investigators rewound the traffic. They found a hidden tunnel moving across jurisdictions, masking itself as ordinary data sent from public Wi-Fi points. Each location was real. Each session lasted under 10 seconds. Whoever Vesper was, he didn't reuse access points. He didn't linger. He never left a pattern. It almost looked automated. Then came the twist. A forensic analyst discovered that the packets carried subtle timing variations, micro delays no human could coordinate manually. They weren't chasing a single person. They were chasing a device, a custom tool designed to move through networks like smoke, deployable by anyone who held it. It meant Vesper could be anywhere. It also meant the investigators didn't just need to find a hacker. They needed to find the hardware before it vanished entirely. A break came from a telecom hub overseas. A router reported unusual load balancing, something rerouting around a ghost device. The signal traced to a warehouse known for short-term rentals. By the time authorities arrived, the space was empty. No fingerprints, no signs of habitation. But there was one clue, a burn mark on the floor, consistent with a battery pack overheating. A week later, a city CCTV system caught a figure leaving a parcel locker. Hood up, head down, face obscured. Minutes after he left, the terminal malfunctioned, overloaded by an inserted device. Inside, they found a heat-warped circuit board. Its architecture was unlike any amateur build, shielded, modular, with a firmware layer that wiped itself when exposed to air. But the real discovery was microscopic, a fragment of solder with a unique alloy ratio used by one specific manufacturer, a lab in Tallinn, specialists in encrypted communication tools. And they had one client whose orders didn't match any registered organization. When investigators arrived, the lab cooperated. They'd sold only 3 of the devices. 2 were accounted for. The third was paid for in cash and collected by a person with no digital footprint. The staff remembered nothing unusual, except their visitor refused to speak. He typed responses on his phone and held them up silently. The last message he showed them was simple: receipt unnecessary. Investigators expanded surveillance. They followed financial traces, travel patterns, anonymized transit logs. But the closer they got, the fainter the trail became. Like Vesper anticipated each step they took. The final confirmed sighting was a security camera at a remote crossing between 2 small European towns. A figure walking alone, carrying a small black case. They never crossed the opposite side. After months of pursuit, the investigation stalled. No more signals, no more anomalies, no more ghost handshakes in the logs. It was as if the device, and the person carrying it, had been switched off permanently, but the case left a warning behind. Vesper's method proved something unsettling. A skilled attacker doesn't need to break through a wall if they can rewrite the map that shows where the wall is. His technique, embedding communication inside other traffic at the metadata level, forced agencies to rethink what monitoring even means. Traditional defenses weren't built for someone reducing their presence to statistical noise. Today, fragments of Vesper's method appear in new research papers. Shadow versions show up in underground forums. Some say he was a lone operator. Others believe he was a test, a prototype for a larger program. No one has claimed responsibility. No group has taken credit. The silence is almost part of the design. In the end, the question remains the same. How do you chase someone who doesn't exist? Vesper didn't just disappear from the network. He disappeared from the world built to detect him. And maybe that was the point all along.